All right, my camera froze on me, y'all, so I'll wait a second. Y'all can come back and get this good message. I'll let everybody come back again. Had a little technical difficulties. Uh, Yeah, that was crazy. It was just like juke. Just like when he was trying to show me the dress. Who knows? Who knows? But that's how technology goes. So I had to switch. But yeah, that's what I be telling us, man. Morris must be into the know. I share the information for the literature and everything, and I'll be like, why do Morris wait? That's why I be saying, are you going to support Morris business for what you want, or go to run to Amazon to get all our literature? That's what be happening. That's why I be laughing at Morris. I'm like, you'll go to Amazon and get them $230 for Exhume Another Nation, and the 600 pages. Most Morris don't read it, and then they think the book just going to make them something, and that be the problem. I like you. The people think they're gonna get a book and it's gonna make them wise. That book will burn your fingers off. Real talk, it'll burn your fingers off. So give me a minute. 1 second, y'all. Let me get everything together. One second, and we'll be right back. I was having a little technical difficulty, so I had to switch it up. All right, so I'm gonna play this again, man. When I be telling us, be very, very weary of these Moors out here, and I call them these Negro sovereign citizen Moors with fezes on, criminals. You got to be careful of that. It's a type of everything. It's just like a type of husband, a type of wife, a type of son, a type of daughter. Everything is a type. And I hope you investigate and deal with the right type. I show you warnings and examples all the time in true life. And as a map and a guide, nothing kind of works. You shouldn't want nobody be playing with you, especially in a court of law, to see if something works. This book right here is trash. That reverse claim stuff, all that stuff is trash. Canceling corporate debt, that's trash. This book right here is trash. It's not even for legal purposes. It's for education purposes only. In this book, it can be true or false. I hope we understand that. This information is offered for educational purposes only, not to be taken as legal advice. These statements might be true or false. So I hope you educated or dealing with someone educated like myself and others that can educate you on things before you let these goofy Negroes on the internet just trick you with goofy words. I promise you this, man. And then you must know all the laws in the state where you are. Like Michigan, Florida, all laws be different. You gotta understand this. That's why more just be spilling out laws. I said, man, that shit don't mean nothing in Florida. A lot of Moors be doing criminal stuff. So I'm gonna play this film one more time and I'm out of here. Be careful. Let's do it.
What are squatters' rights? Well, squatters really do not have any rights whenever they simply move into the property and they don't have any right to move into the property. It could even be considered a crime as far as breaking and entering, as far as that's concerned. We've seen a lot of this whenever folks find that houses are in foreclosure and been abandoned. Sometimes they simply move in and sit there and they're squatters, and there's no one that files a complaint about breaking and entering in order to have them removed. So if they've entered the property and no one really knows when they did it or why they're there or who is there, well, then that's problematic, and you then have to go through an action. It's called an unlawful detainer action. And so you simply file an action saying that, look,
Unlawful detainer action. Listen to the specifics, not the generalities, the specifics. When the right paper, these Moors just be talking, fucking barbershop talk, and I'd be laughing like, man, please.
I'm the owner, or I'm the property manager, or I've leased the property, or you have a right of possession, and these folks have entered into possession, you can have them removed. The same way as if you have let someone, such as a relative, move into a house of yours because they just needed to stay there for a few months till they got on their feet or their house was built or some other reason. And here it is a couple of years later, and they're still there, and they don't want to move, and if the rent's right and if you're paying everything, you could then turn around and terminate that or give them notice, and you can have them removed under the unlawful detainer statute. You can't do it under the eviction statute or the landlord-tenant statute because they're not tenants.
You hear that? So off top, you've got to follow the right paper. You ain't following no landlord tenant, no that, because they're not tenants. I hope people listening, man. That's why I said I don't care how nobody feel. I don't give a shit what nobody be making up a whole bunch of Moors having meetings. I said all false, especially Negroes in Florida. I say, dude, y'all don't know Florida law. I'm telling you, it's too simple. This shit is elementary. And why do a group of Moors, poor Negroes, want to be squatting and stuff? And the stuff in your neighborhood is pennies. Ain't no Europeans, no Albans, nobody finna move in your community. You can get that stuff for pennies of the dollars if you organize the right way. Big facts.
They're not paying you any rent. So as far as squatters are concerned,
let me tell you, matter of fact, I'll tell you big facts. The reason how I'm from Flint, Michigan, and how other organizations like churches and fraternities that's organized, like religious organizations, educational organizations, if you organize right, you get homes and things in your community. The state, if they own them, people lose their homes. You go right down to land bank or the city hall. You do that paperwork, blah, blah, blah. If they own them, if they want to give it to you for a couple of dollars, but if you operating right, like myself and others, they give it to you for back taxes. I'm telling you, and they write that shit off.
Rangers, and they're just opportunists who have moved in some abandoned property or what appears to be abandoned, and they really have no rights. However, you as the owner of the property may be under the obligation to file an action, have them removed. There was a sort of a scam going on out there where some folks had a service that they were trying to claim ownership of the property by posting something on the door, and they would claim that they're claiming this by adverse possession, and then they would turn around and rent the property to some
no, that's what they be doing. They be doing an adverse possession, moving in off this book. And I know I'm from Flint, Michigan. I told y'all this shit is an old playbook. I know so many people got caught up in that. They'll do a quick claim of adverse shit and then rent it out to people. Then the landlords come. A person might be in there until the people find out, and you lose everything. I know this old playbook. This is an old fucking playbook. That's why, and these goofy ass nigga Moors doing it. Excuse my candor. And they be getting other people caught up. I'm telling you, don't fall for that trash.
Suspecting person when it was simply being abandoned. I think those folks may have had some problems as far as fraud's concerned. They certainly didn't understand adverse possession and how that works. So if you're a squatter, well, good luck. You're not long for staying there whenever the person who is entitled to possession finds out. they can file a unlawful detainer action. If you got some squatters, well, and you need to get rid of them, well, give me a call at 727-847-2288.
And I'm just telling you, and that's in Florida. And then they be having illegal power, water, all that shit. And then that shit get cut off, and then they be having these generators. And I said, man, you can't have no generator running no local neighborhood. That's ill fucking legal, pertaining to local and state law. And these Moors want to make up their own law. I said, you can't make up your own law. You know? How? And I tell Moors this all the time. How you gonna make up your own law? How? How you gonna arbitrarily explain the law? You know, Moors? How are you gonna arbitrarily explain the law? How you gonna arbitrarily explain the law? No way possible, family. I hope we be careful of these characters on the internet doing all this criminal stuff and thinking because they got a book is gonna make them something. You should want to learn and be with the right group and be with the right type. All that squatting in houses, all that shit is criminal, and y'all know it. So I hope everybody learned something from this quick message. Happy holy day to everyone. Man, tomorrow, ADAPT class. If y'all want to come to ADAPT class, it's scheduled. Everybody know how it go. Small donation, you get literature. If not, that's on you. I love y'all and peace.